everybody, and welcome to Wednesday Night Live. I am your host, Tom Bruno. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. If you would have seen backstage, you would have seen that not only am I the I am the Robin to the Batman of the man I'm going to bring up first, but I'm so much the Robin to the Batman that I was not playing the real guitar to our song. I was playing the bass, the backup instrument to this whole quartet. And it's a quartet today, fucking A. Coming all the way from Shrewsbury, UK, my brother in arms, the podmaster himself, Mr. Alex Whiteley.
Hey, how's it going? Slapping the bass, eh? Slapping the bass!
But I'm not that good either. Like, I'm not even good enough to slap the bass. I literally pluck. And that's the only thing I ever learned in bass. When I was in high school, they made you take an instrument. They didn't make you, but you could take an instrument. And the only reason I played trumpet was so I could play bass, because in jazz band, you can play the cool instruments. You're like, yeah, bust out the guitars and stuff. That was cool.
Tom's like, what can I blow? I want to blow.
I want to blow it all. Blow it all.
I think you got me wrong. I'm very sorry. I do believe.
Yeah. He's like, well, I got a wood instrument over here, a little bit of reed action. I'm like, what the fuck you talk about?
Would you like a clarinet? No, I don't want a fucking clarinet.
No, you don't understand. I'm leaving.
Squidward.
No, oh, dude, I could never be Squidward. You know what? I think we should bring our guest in first, and this is no offense to the man from California himself, but we'll leave him. Coming all the way from the home of the Mormons, let's welcome the man from the Horsepower Hour, Mr. Andy Emoff.
Ooh, thank you, boys. Thank you. Glad to be here. So glad you reached out to me.
Beard.
Alex, love you guys.
Love you as well, sir. I'm excited. We invited Andy on last week, the week before, but he had an operation on his wrist. Did you win that settlement penthouse or not?
I'm going to tell you right now, I win everything.
Oh shit!
Okay, that is the life that I'm living. Alex knows what I'm talking about. I see you nodding.
Hot dog eating contest, win it. Triathlon, win it. Death, quickest time. Win it. Do it like in a hot dog eating contest and then do a triathlon afterwards. Fuck.
Listen, the goal of life, boys, is to die young as late as possible.
All right. I don't know what that means, but I fucking like what you're saying. I like the one part. I don't know if I like the other part. Before I get sad and depressed, let's fucking bring in the man of the hour, the only man that's probably written with a quill in the last 300 years, Mr. David Raby.
Fuck you guys. Of course I write with the quill.
What do you guys use? Pens? Idiots?
Yeah. You bald pens? No, thank you.
I can imagine David with a really long quill, though. One of those ones that take the piss.
Super long.
Like,
over his chow. He's dual practice. He's like, this
like over the shoulder.
Yeah, this tickles my back while I write cool sonnets. So fuck you guys. Double purpose.
If David was a musketeer, he'd be the one with the ridiculous hat. Just like
I do like hats. Yeah.
Why do you think those went out of style? I mean, like, they're practical. Like, I got one. You guys have seen my goofy pod hat. It's a fisherman's hat. It goes really round all the way around. I call it the Adventurer's hat, so I don't seem like I'm, not cool. I like to convince people.
Door hat, isn't it? It's like,
yeah. I mean, like, but they're practical. Do you think it's just fashion dictates such a thing, or do you think they're like, no?
You know when a girl ties her hair back when she's about to fight. That's what what happened in the old days with the musketeers, they'd throw hats on the ground. They're like, oh, you're fucking having it, son. They'd take their hat off, throw it on the ground, and they were fed up of dry cleaning these hats. It just wasn't cost effective. Because can you imagine fighting?
Well, when my wife puts her hair back in a ponytail, normally that means something that's not a fight. Something better than that's going to happen.
She's going to suck
That's
it.
Yeah. Downtown
baby.
So does that mean you're rocking your wife's world harder than I'm rocking my wife's? Because she just leaves her hair down. She's like, yeah, no air is going to blow through my hair right now. So fuck it, let's get this over with.
By the way, how, not humiliating, kind of, humiliating. I don't know. Kind of knocks you off your stride a bit is that motion.
Is motion?
When she's doing it and she's like,
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I trim. At least I try to remember trimming ever so often. Like, I'll look down and be like, "Where's my?" Oh yeah, it's in the jungle. I better
funny you should say
take a machete to that shit.
Why don't you smooth your balls? I'm joking.
No. Oh my god. Like, it's so
shave.
Dude, it's don't do that. Like you want to Kevin McAllister your balls, be like, fuck it. It looks painful.
Kevin McAllister and balls don't fit in a sentence. I'm sorry. I mean,
yes, they totally do.
Actually, Kevin Spacey, of course.
Oh no, he's back in films and stuff, bro. You can't even say that anymore, man. He's
the
a
film
renowned
that he's
actor.
in is just such a fucking like. It's not even. They're like, oh, you're playing a movie about an actor who was like, accused of like being a fucking pedophile or whatever. And he's like, oh, that's perfect.
Is he?
That's for me. Yeah,
Dude, that's ballsy. He's like, I've been waiting my whole life to play this role. I've been practicing for years. I got this. They let Bill Cosby out, dude. I feel like just let everyone go back to work. You know what? Fucking Mel Gibson did it before, and you know what? The dirty secret is, I'm kind of happy Mel Gibson's back at it. I like Mel. Like, I don't like what he did. Nobody's okay with what Mel Gibson did. That's bad Mel. But I love Riggs, so I'm very conflicted with this whole thing. The entire time I was like, yeah, fuck Mel Gibson. Please come back, please soon. Fuck Mel Gibson. Yeah, just hurry up and make more movies. Fuck Mel Gibson. Yeah, I just miss him. It's really conflicting.
I kind of just like, did he do some bad stuff? Okay. On to
He
more
did.
important things.
It's fucking, well, there were a lot worse things that happened after him, so I guess our level for bad shit is kind of way too high to like, oh, he said, what about who? Meh. But at the same time, we live in the wokest time ever. So, like, you would think that people would remember this shit and be like, no. He said X, Y, and Z. But instead, they're like, motherfucking Bill Cosby just got let out of jail. What the fuck?
It's because his allegations are too old. I mean, think back to Alex Baldwin telling his daughter in a voicemail that she's a fat little piggy and she needs to stop stuffing her fat little piggy face.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we
I
completely
forgot
forgot
about
about
that
it.
too. Wow.
And nobody
That
cares.
happened. Did that happen last year too?
No,
I'm
that
sure.
happened like 10 years ago.
Yeah, like 10, 15 years ago.
It's so fucked up what is forgivable and what isn't. It wasn't long ago Trump would say he would fuck his daughter if he wasn't that. You know,
Like,
he actually said that.
Yeah.
For the people, I'd fuck her.
The
I
state
mean,
of
if she
Alabama,
wasn't
you
my
got-
daughter.
I mean, shit, man. 3 weeks ago, Joe Biden was looking at a 9-year-old on the side of the stage on a hot mic going, oh, you look 19 years old. Ooh, you're looking
Yeah.
just I'm not going to go into it because I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was some hardcore crazy shit. And the media was just like,
delete.
Trump!
Can we just stop fucking voting in predators as presidents? Like, can we just
You can
get,
tell.
like,
You can tell
someone-
Biden though. He doesn't get hard. He gets moist. You just you can see him salivating. He's just kind of like.
Biden, sex is more like you're shooting pool with a rope, so you don't really have to worry about it too much.
We mentioned on a podcast a couple of podcasts ago, Tom, that Family Guy sketch where they do the British sex. Nearly.
Almost. There we
Yes.
are.
That's definitely Boris Johnson. He's like, almost darling, nearly there, nearly get. Oh, and Roger Dodger.
I don't know, man. Like, the litany of presidents that I've just been like, really, another one. And the thing is, always like, and the people are always quick to bring up, like, well, he's better than the last. It's like, but by how much? Like, what's your level that makes him better than the last? And that's not to say I like either one. If you would have put these two up against a better president, like better president can, I'd be like, yeah, they both suck. Sorry, like they both are horrible presidents. I don't have to tell you.
Like, if the DNC actually followed through and was supporting Bernie instead of supporting Biden.
I would have rather seen. I would really rather seen Bernie lose, which I don't think he would have. I would have rather seen Bernie lose than fucking watch Biden win, if that means anything. I don't know. Anyways, hardwood floors, boys. Did he fucking hear us?
Wait,
Did he hear us? How did he know this?
He's psychic. That's how he knows.
What the fuck is
George
going on?
says, hello, boy.
Sorry, get George's comment out of here. This is crazy because we were talking backstage. Yes, but thank you.
Know?
I don't know how we knew. Were we live and we didn't know?
No, we were live when I was talking about the.
He's He's hacking, bro. He's fucking hacking. Ryan's hacking.
Dude, okay, so a little bit of weird ghost type shit right now, or some sort of psychic ability, or Ryan.
Or some
fucking-
really fucked up hosts that I just probably smoked a little bit too much. Didn't realize we were
I
live.
don't
and we were talking
know.
about-
Okay, so were you even involved in this? Okay, yeah, get out of here, Ryan, with your other comments. I don't care about them right now. So, okay, backstage information. We were having a conversation because I need to replace the flooring in my boy's room. I need to get carpet down there, and we were having a conversation.
all over the carpet.
I did. I had accidents. We don't bring them up, and I shit my pants the other night too. I'll bring that up in a hot second. Thanks for ruining the take, David. But I was talking about how my wife got a little overambitious and she ripped up the floor because she's smarter than I am. She's like, this carpet stinks. I'm like, yeah, but we don't have carpet to place it. She's like, so stinky carpet's better than no carpet. I was like, I guess not. So I was talking about floors, and we got into hardwood floor talk, and then fucking Ryan Berger comes up with hardwood floor boys, and now I'm really thrown through a loop. I think we should end this before we get sniped.
No. I was just enjoying watching this boggle your mind. Hardwood floor is obviously vernacular for trimming down there.
Sure, I guess.
what?
It doesn't matter. He could
Hardwood
be
floors means you shave your balls. Like that's
whatever. Whatever. I don't care what it means. I'm just saying that was
I
really.
always thought if it was the carpet matches the pubes.
Ye-
Thought
There we
that
go.
was the-
I was talking about manscaping. Lol.
Shut up, Ryan. It was better the way
I was just
before.
sat there like I'm just going to enjoy this. I'm just going to enjoy Tom
Okay.
Bruno just watching.
I've
What you
never
doing is
heard of that. Fucking, yeah.
You notice the two like real drug users where minds were blown, and the two like guys that are just like, yeah, I like to drink a little bit and stuff like that. They're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And me and Dave were like losing our fucking minds for a hot
How
second.
did he know?
The acid's coming back.
That's a reflex, no.
George says, "Does it? Yeah, it does, man. It does.
Yeah. It does.
Or as they call it in Australia, dicking. I got to get some nice varnish for my dicking outside.
How do you know this? How many Australian boys?
decking, but they said dicking.
Sure.
Got to get some.
Whatever you
Have
say,
you not seen
boss.
that?
They got
that
like a
trailer?
lazy talk, the Australians do.
I don't know.
Ooh, we got listeners
so-
in Australia.
I gotta. So this is news, not important news, but news. The reason that Alex is so kind to throw up like, hey, my co-host is sick. He needs somebody to like watch, come on the show and hang out, and all this type of good stuff. And why I was, talking about shit in my pants is because I either got some sort of GI thing or I got food poisoning the other day, and I'm losing listeners already. So I'll make this really quick. It was probably the worst sickness, and especially because we had COVID, right? Like nobody got sick for almost a year and a half, unless you got COVID. That's the only sickness that was out there apparently.
Right.
Like nothing else was given back and forth. My kids didn't get sick, my wife didn't get sick, nobody got sick. So this was like the first real sickness, and it started with my kids. They started like dropping one by one. I was like, oh shit, sucks to be you guys. And then all of a sudden I go to work one night, like a couple nights ago, and I'm like, I don't feel good. And then in like my second hour into work, my first hour into work, I was like, I can't do anything. If I move the wrong way, I'm gonna have to change my drawers. So I went to the ER, got a bunch of fluids. You can see the prick in my hand or whatever. And it was the most like embarrassing thing that I've done in so long. Because like, I don't know if you guys have, we'll start around the room. You guys ever been so sick that you lose like all self-esteem and like all like self-care? It's like, fuck it. Whatever happens the next 24, I just let it go.
In Colombia,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
The country as a whole, or
I made the mistake of eating a soup with cream in it in like my first day being in Colombia before I got used to the bacteria there, and I got really like rusty water type ill.
Mm-hmm. The fire squirts.
Dysentery.
yeah, dude. All right, Andy, how about you? When was the last time that you were just so sick that you're just like, fuck, I don't care if I just make the mess everywhere?
Actually, it wasn't that long ago. It was like a couple of weeks ago. I got
right.
the worst flu. It was right after my mother-in-law left. So you'd think that I would be enjoying myself and hey, it's back. I'm having a good time again finally.
I can
and
walk around with my dick out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I instantly got sick as soon as she left, and we're talking like 103.5 degree fever for 3 days.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was real bad. Went and got the COVID test. It wasn't COVID, but the doc was just like, you got the flu real fucking bad, son. And then a couple of days later, my wife caught it. And it was bad, real bad. She and I were just literally, I remember at one point I came out and she was laying on the floor and I was like, are you okay? And she was like, it's the only way I can cool my entire body at once.
She also, your mother-in-law calls up. She's like, see what happens when I leave? I should have stayed. And you're like, I can't argue this logic right now. I'm so delirious.
Still worth it. It's fun.
David, last time you were so sick that you literally lost all self-respect.
I've never.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, I've never. No matter how sick I am, I will like struggle my way to the bathroom and then like sit down and take a shit. Like I might fall asleep on the toilet, but I'll never.
But I consider that losing self-respect. I'm not saying like you have to like make a mess of your bed to
Oh.
lose all self-respect. I'm saying like you were so sick that you're like, if I die, if I puked all of myself right now, I'd probably be like, whatever. It's
Ew,
fuck.
no, I'd have the trash can next to my bed. I'm like, nope, I gotta just roll over and fall on the ground. Trash can.
You've never had that before where you figure, there's stuff coming out of me so hard and fast. You might even call it the Fast and the Furious flu. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's all
And
about
you just
family.
think to yourself, I have to
Praying for your
sleep.
family.
And if something happens while I'm asleep, I'll just get in the shower. Like, fuck it.
Nope. I'll sleep sideways, man. I'll do like the Hendrix thing that like not sleep fucking on my back, sleep sideways, and it comes out I have my trash can close by. If I'm sick, getting some sort of rest, but I'm conscious enough to be like, okay, how's my body feeling? What do I have to do right now? The shit? Do I have to vomit? Okay, let's go do that because I don't want to clean up anything.
So hold on a second. Whoa. You told me once a long time ago that you hang your ass off the bed because aliens might come down and eat your ass someday, and you want to be ready. But what I'm hearing is that you're actually doing it in case of diarrhea in the middle of the night.
It's those little mouths. Ryan's got a story here. He says, in high school, I learned the hard way that you shouldn't drink 6 large Baja blasts. Is that how you say it? Baja? From Taco Bell and jump on a trampoline in the middle of the summer. I had to sleep in the bathroom in case I lost control of my ass.
That's so bad. It's so green. Gross.
Yeah, George says, I can attest to David passing out in the toilet.
Before, yeah. I was like day drinking. I was drunk the night before. I woke up day drinking. And then I just kept drinking. I passed out on the toilet. Like, just,
And then he woke up with a salty taste in your mouth, and fucking George walks out. He's like, I'm an alien.
George ended up kicking. They had to kick open the door to the bathroom because I guess they didn't hear from me for a while. And then the doorknob swung open and it hit my head and woke me up. And I was like, hey, get out of here. I'm in here, and closed it up.
How the fuck do you remember this shit?
I don't know. He's amazing. That's why he writes it down with a quill. He's like dying on a fortnight.
On the toilet.
He writes it in his
today on the latrine.
The latrine. Fucking leeches were used to clean my blood. I fucking when I was like 13, I got it so bad. I don't know what happened. Probably the flu. But like, you ever have those decisions where you're just so confused with what's going on? Like, you're just like, I don't know what to do, and all of a sudden,
every moment of my life.
Yeah, well, everything was coming out every which way, and I had to make a quick decision which way I was going to use the toilets, for one of the two ways that, liquids were coming out. Yeah. And I decided that like I was going to flip flop and try to do both at the same time. So I was using it the regular way, then going and throwing up, whatever. But then I miscounted how much time I had in between. So all of a sudden, I'm just vacating on everything in my bathroom floor. My parents were not impressed. Like, you're 13 years old, get a grip. I'm like, I can't. I'm dying. Have sympathy for your son.
Well, normally at 13, you're vacating other parts of your body.
Right.
It's true.
So I would take it as a reprieve if I were them.
It's true. At least I'm not like your other kids.
At least I don't have to clean up the semen. Shit.
Do you ever like question your body, by the way, when it's like you've been poorly for a couple of days or something, and you sit in the toilet and it's happening again? You're like,
I just got this over with. What is wrong with you?
Is this still happening, man? I'm sure
what did I do to you?
That fake out where you have like one solid one, and you're like, all right, now we're getting back on track. And then all of a sudden it starts burpling again. You're just like, what the fuck?
Why
foaming around your butthole? You're like, come on, get out of here, dude.
The conversations you have with yourself when you've had a few beers. And you go for that first piss after you've had a few beers, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's the one. Oh yeah, oh fuck yes, well done. This was a good thing we just did right here. Like, it's just a weird. Am I on my own?
If I was on the urinal next to you, I don't know, man. I don't do that. If we're in a public space, I'm not.
Oh, I'll do it louder if I'm in a public toilet. Like, oh, breakfast Tiffany's. Oh really my god!
It really keeps the predators away from the stall. Yeah. You'd imagine. They're like,
oh, that one's already taken. Shit.
And I'm like, why is it bleeding?
Nothing's better though than like car trip peas, right? Like you're holding on to it. You don't want to be the guy that breaks the seal first. Like, everybody else in the car is like, I gotta go. And you're like, all right, fine, fuck. And you stop like a whole bunch, but you're the holdout. You're a man, for fuck's sake. And then you finally like give up. You're like, fuck it, we're done. Pull off, next stop. And you go, and then it's like a 5-minute long pee, and you're like, oh my god, how did I drink? Is that a 2-liter? Whoa! And you're just like amazed, and it feels great.
You ever had those like minute and a half long pisses? And you're like, holy shit, dude, I'm over this. I'm standing here for the longest time.
Yeah, it's usually when you gotta get out quickly.
Yep.
I'm gonna start charging for this about 10 seconds. Anyone got any money?
Fuck.
There was one time.
Go on, Dan.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
No. Go. You're our guest, man. Yeah.
Well, I was commuting for work. This was right after I got out of engineering school, and so I was driving like an hour. I was commuting to this job, and in Oregon, I mean, it's cities and then vast stretches of road where there's just nothing. I mean, there's some off ramps and stuff, but usually it's just going out into farmland.
Axe murderers.
Yeah, axe murderers, pot farms, hippie conventions, communes, that sort of thing. That's what Oregon's about. And so I'm on this stretch of highway, and I have to piss so bad. I know I can't hold it. And I'm thinking to myself, and traffic's heavy, even though we're in the middle of nowhere stretch, traffic is super heavy. So it's not exactly stop and go, but I'm going between like 35 and 65 miles an hour, you know, just speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. And I'm thinking to myself, I am going to end up pissing myself. My truck is one of the fleet vehicles that Ford makes. So like the floors are vinyl, the seats are vinyl. And I was thinking, well, that's fine. I'll piss my pants and then I can clean it up when I get to the house because my seats are waterproof. It's fine. And it's a stretch of road where there's no shoulders. I mean, there's nowhere to pull off. There was literally nowhere for me to just pull off and have a quick piss on the side of the road. It was not an option. I'm driving along and I just happened to look down this on-ramp. Not just happen. I'm looking down every on-ramp praying to baby Jesus that there's something there that I can go and piss in. And I see this little blue honey pot. And something about seeing that honey pot made me have to piss even worse than I did. You know that
it's blue.
Good point.
When you know you're close to the bathroom and your body's like, oh, now we can go. And you're like, no, not now. And man, I scream down in there. It's all gravel. I do like a 180 and flip my door open while my truck is coming to a stop. Throw it in park. I couldn't even turn it off. I was like, fuck it. You can have it. You can have it. I don't even care right now. Jumped into that honey pot. Somehow my belt, which takes all of a half a second to get off, turned into a Rubik's Cube. And and that was like, I don't even know. I will literally never forget that piss. When my grandchildren are sitting around saying, Grandpa, tell us stories about the old days. That's the story I'm going to tell them.
Literally, Bruce Willis at the car, like Die Hard 4. He's like, literally. Yeah.
Yes.
It's instances like that you can see why things like there's something about Mary happen where you like zip your balls up or down or whatever. That's the only instance that it makes sense anymore. You're like, dude, I was trying so hard to get it down. I just zipped and it went right on it and I don't know what to do anymore. It's stuck. Zipper stuck.
And you know, like I got a piss story from today as well. Actually, is right. There's a reason why a lot of guys my age like to wear beige shorts, right? Because they're big, they're proper big boy pants, right? Because beige shorts. Well, you know what? Sometimes you forget to shake a couple more times, and then you'll end up with that stupid fucking dot on your shorts, where it's like fuck, and it's like beige shorts, so it's like it's right there, like But I'm good at this shit, man. I'm a big boy, right? So I went to a public toilet today, really nice ones in the Darwin Centre in Shrewsbury, because I was out in town, and did everything else I was supposed to. No problems at all. Washed my hands. Didn't get any sprinkles on my shorts. They had these downward-facing Dyson hand blade.
Hand blades. Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah. Blew all the fucking water out of my hands all over my shorts. I was like, who invented this? Like, you definitely can't wear beige.
Like, Kaz looks at you like, big boy. Right.
I kind of did the physics, and I was kind of like, yeah, this is going to do that. And I kind of like lurched over it, and it's that powerful, man. It just like
all over the place.
Like,
the power of Dyson.
Piss, not piss, but hand water.
I really feel like that's like the first innovation in hand drying technology that we've had in forever. Because if you think about it, we have the downward blower. That's not that great. That thing sucks ass. We have the paper towel, which who wants to kill trees without an axe? That's stupid. And then we have the Dyson blade that you put your hands in like a fucking like a guy from the future.
No, it's like in that guy from The Thing when he's about to fucking shock that guy's chest, but his chest cavity opens up and he's like, that's why I can't do those things, man.
Mm-hmm.
This was the new one that doesn't have like, you don't put your hands in it. It's literally just a box, and it has like 2 diagonal vents that go outwards. So it's just as powerful, but it just like goes, fuck you, to any water on your hands. It literally just throw like, which I don't think is very hygienic, like, because you like some people like.
What I'm taking away from this is Dyson really thinks about men in the bathroom. They're like, yo, how do we help more men in the bathroom? Let's just give them something to blow them. Because this is where it's at.
Yeah.
Dyson. All right.
And actually, I'm glad you brought up the hygiene part, Alex, because those air blowers, people always think that those are more hygienic. They're not. They're less hygienic. And that's the reason why Dyson has that new design where it doesn't have a backing on it. It just blows straight out. Because the ones that you stick your hands down into that seem like the perfect design because it contains all of the water and everything, like seems like that'd be perfect. Those were shown to have such a high level of bacteria in them. It negated even your hand washing because you're just blowing your own shit around and other people's shit and getting it. Even though you're blowing your hands dry, you're blasting all of this shit from other people all over back onto your hands. And so it was just like a petri dish.
I love this conversation.
Yeah,
I really do. I think this is one of the best
we've spoken for about 15 minutes about shit and piss. Ryan says, "Who doesn't like a long piss?"
It's a good question. I do.
And George says, "Are you saving all the best stories for Patreon?" Okay, George, we'll get on to something more substantial. And he says, "Dyson can blow me." Oh. He's got a thing about Dyson because he said, "Lol, damn hand blades."
Oh yeah.
I brought a story really quick. It's something kind of newsworthy, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but it's an NPR, so that means it's real, totally real. National Public Radio would never lie to us. And I'm going to read this, and you guys will go through it together, okay?
Okay.
The headline says, athletes at Tokyo Olympics are being given condoms and warnings not to use them.
Why give them condoms in the first place?
Well, I'll tell you. Organizers of this year's Olympics in Tokyo are putting the new meaning to behind look, but don't touch. The games are ordinarily a place where many young athletes mix, mingle, and naturally get very close. As they have since the 1980s, organizers ordered thousands. I didn't know they did that. Did anyone else know that they've been ordering condoms for people? I mean, obviously since the AIDS epidemic.
It's a similar story to the British Olympics. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. But really quickly, did anyone else know that they give away condoms at the Olympics? Is that just me?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually know someone who went to the Olympics. This was a decade and a half ago. And she said that the Olympics are literally, even the training camp, everything. It's literally just a 24/7 fuck fest when you're not doing your own competition. No, literally, you have the most athletic, the most cut, and the most amped up people that are all competing for these trophies and medals, and there's literally no other way to get your frustrations out if you want to look at it that way. Like, there's no relaxing. You're either fighting, you're running, skiing, jumping, whatever, or you are fucking like wild animals.
So that
I want to
really
go to the Olympics.
David's like, what do you do in the Olympics, David? I'm fucking. I'm taking the bronze.
Cool runnings is just a fucking metaphor now. They weren't like, hey Jamaica, They were like, hey Jamaica.
Tom, you're also going to find some articles about how they're making cardboard beds that are specifically designed to only support one person in order to try to cut
sleep on the fucking floor. What the fuck?
No, it's. I can try to find an article real quick while you're finishing yours off, but it's real.
Okay, so really, let's get through this. We can get to the much more interesting one. Since they have since the 1980s, to be specific, Japanese organizers have ordered 160,000 condoms to be handed out to the athletes in Olympic. Dude, how many fucking Olympic athletes go there? I want to figure out how many condoms are getting given to each person. How many people they think they're gonna fuck?
Well, you're using 10 a day, so.
Dude, that's so. How many?
10 a day?
The Olympics.
No, I don't know.
The Olympics go on for like 7 days, 10 days. How many days do the Olympics go for? Alex, look this up really quick, please, if you don't mind. How many days do the Olympics go for?
To do, man. Oh.
I'm sorry, David. Look up how long the.
No.
Okay, sure.
I'll double do stuff. That means those condoms we gave away, don't use them. At least not while you're inside of the Olympic bubble. Organizers say that athletes should take the condoms home as souvenirs and use them to raise awareness for HIV and AIDS. But under no uncertain terms are participants to use them or engage in any one-on-one philandering while they are in Japan for the games. Organizers said the topic may elicit a giggle, but the penalties athletes face if they violate these rules are serious, and as are the reasons for implementing them. Athletes are under strict coronavirus protocols, obviously, as Tokyo and other regions of Japan stay under state of emergency due to COVID-19. They must follow social distancing guidelines, abide by bans on handshakes, high fives, and other types of physical close contact. According to the rulebook, any participant who violates the rules could face fines, disqualification, loss of Olympic medals if they are found to repeat offenders. If athletes choose to flout the rules on intimacy, they will also have to contend with the small cardboard frame beds that are provided to the Olympians. All right, and Andy? Damn
Yes.
it.
That's exactly.
And back to the bed.
I was like, I gave him like the setup. No, this would be baller as fuck. 2 stories, and then he's like, yes.
Wait, you're the one reading the stories, bro. I didn't know.
They did this.
I
That was
do
a
have an
handoff.
article here. The 2021 Tokyo Olympics don't just have to contend with coronavirus. The event already has been hit with a wave of fake news. Ooh. So some may claim that the cardboard beds are to reduce fornication. The Olympic Council is saying no, nay. It is just to save money, be more environmentally friendly by making a bunch of cardboard beds that can only support the weight of one person. Okay. Couple that with the condoms that they're not supposed to use. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see
half of that is just you on Reddit, isn't it, Andy? I ain't gonna buy no fucking Nissan car. Fucking Japanese piece of shit. Yes.
Yes.
Korea or bust. We roll with Kias and Hyundais in this house. Thank you very much.
Ain't no fucking Subaru ever gonna get into my ass.
First of all, Subaru is the car of Vermont. I'll have you fucking know, you assholes. We have a rally race. Yes, we have a rally race.
Bald-headed little puffs with tattoos all over them and sunglasses.
Pretty much. Travis Pastrana, I'll have you know, races for them, and that's very cool for us. My wife wanted to Telluride so badly. Speaking of Kia, like so fucking bad. Or Hyundai. Which one is it? Hyundai or Kia?
By the way, I said little puffs. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean it. That I was quoting Colin Farrell from In Bruges. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone.
Sure. Racism. Anyways, fucking my wife wanted to Telluride for so long until we saw the price tag was like $59K for an SUV, and we're like, fuck that. Buy American. This Traverse is only costing us fucking $29, you cunts. And to be totally fair, I've never had a problem with it. So I mean, like, hey, fuck me, right? David,
What?
how do you feel about cardboard beds? Would you sleep on one? Would you fuck some of the Olympics? What's your plans?
I kind of feel like it's a challenge now.
I definitely want there to be a fuck Olympics now that you mentioned all this stuff. Like, can we just be an Olympics where people just go there to fuck and like see who does it most and all like.
Can you imagine the Olympic reverse cowgirl? Whoa, that's fun.
Oh, like the people that get on the balance beam and shit. They're like waving their legs around, dude.
And the guys doing the scores, they're kind of like,
just be like, hey, I'm going to the Olympics. Oh, really? You're gonna go watch the games?
Pick up your board.
I'm going to go watch people fuck.
Everybody except Russia gives a 10. The guy from Russia's like 7.
The guys from Germany are like, where's the pee-pee? I like to be peed on. What the fuck is this?
Get Andy Emoff. He takes very long pee. Get him.
I like it when my
we are
pee-pee...
here for the brococky.
Yes.
George says, my wife's Japanese, bro. Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
Is it? Okay,
Well, I
no
think...
offense. No offense. We're just, we're talking. We're just talking. We all shut up really fast. Anyway, so hey, there's other news out there. Let's not insult George.
Just a quick side note, I wish I could voice some commercials for like Subaru,
Yeah.
Oh, you did. I wish you just sent me that video you did for the new electric F-150. I wish you just sent me that video.
I can pull that up and send it to you. I would love to do a Subaru commercial in the same style, something where it's like you can fit 5 Labrador retrievers in the back of this.
Does your wife like shoe shopping? But Andy did this video for the electric F-150, and in the group, was it just me and you, or was it in the No Rules podcast group? I think we were just going nuts with just different things that we could say about the F-150, and I was like, It can charge your phone, it can take you to the mall, and it can leave you stranded anywhere you like. And to add on to what I was saying about the UK Olympics, I think something similar happened with when the UK Olympics were on. They gave everyone like condoms, but it's those flavored ones that you're only supposed to use for oral. So they're kind of like, they're trying to sabotage.
Wait, you use condoms for oral?
Yeah, what's that all? That's so stupid.
There are flavored condoms that you're supposed to use for oral, and you're not really supposed to fuck with them because they're a bit thinner, apparently. I don't know if that's what I heard.
I'm going to tell you right now, some of those condoms are total bullshit, because here a while back, I got some ribbed condoms, and they didn't taste nothing like ribs. Not even close.
I put barbecue sauce on it. Like, here you go. Try it out.
I was hoping. I was hoping.
Do you have a Caesar sauce? Caesar sauce?
He uses a
dry
rub.
rub on it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, why do all these taste like spermicide? This is bullshit. It says ribs, you fucks. Dear Trojan condoms, this is certainly not rib for his pleasure. I expected a tangy sauce, and this tastes like shit.
We now have the name of your sex tape, the Dry Rub King.
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
It's just a fucking.
You
it's
guys
like
are all about your ranch
over-the-shoulder.
dressing, though, aren't you? It's all ranch dressing.
No, that's just a myth. Like, I love ranch dressing, but don't take that as like a positive towards what you just said, Alex. I'm just saying,
Hi there,
like,
Krispy Kreme. Do you have the salad ranch dressing flavor
Bastard.
donut?
bastard. You realize you're outnumbered today, right, Alex? Fucking, there will be jumping involved.
Fight you both. Free.
Well,
all free.
I'm a pussy, so you'll probably win.
You're not
Congratulations.
It is a meme in the same way that the government tracking TV licenses in specific areas is a meme.
Have you? Are you been paying your TV license? Yes. Goodbye. Done.
All right, cool. Good job, Alex. You're the man. Whatever.
What I was going to say about Japan very quickly before we move off this is
Nothing insulting.
No. Japan being so prudish about. So first of all, like I really do respect Japanese culture because they've got an older civilization. They know a bit more. Oh, Andy's gone. He was like, "Fuck you guys." Oh, bring it back in there.
What is that, Andy? Did we insult
But
you?
at the same time,
No,
they're a bit
StreamYard was just like, bye.
Oh,
because I started slagging off the Japanese. Anyway, so Japanese, right? Japanese culture. So they do all this weird shit that confuses the fuck out of guys and people. So they're like, "Oh, we're gonna isolate all our porn." But hey, here's some childlike hentai porn. Go. You know, it's just a weird, fucked up place where they just mess with people's heads. But I do like Japan.
Yeah.
Last Samurai is a great film. There you go.
Yeah. Oh my God, Tom Cruise is the best, greatest Japanese person ever, in my opinion. Wow.
Oh, he's a big American.
Ridiculous.
I guess Tom Cruise would be big in Japan.
What about Keanu Reeves being one of the samurai or whatever?
He did.
Oh, 47 Ronin, right?
Yeah. But people were more understanding about that than they were fucking Tom Cruise. Like, fuck that. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, Keanu Reeves. All right, cool. That makes sense. A lot of sense.
My favorite part of that movie was when he chopped that dude's head off and he was like, whoa.
Speaking of movies, I watched Space Jam: The New Legacy. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I was really
Did
high.
Babs
So
make your dick go hard or dick go
no,
flat?
she doesn't have
Because
boobs
that's what
anymore.
the guys
Yeah,
apparently
she's
think
not
is most
curvy
important.
anymore.
she's not curvy anymore, bro.
Oh
She's
my
just
god! I
all-
can't believe they took the boobs off the child
She-
bunny rabbit from the child movie. What the fuck, guys?
She actually looks like a real woman basketball player now. There's nothing there. It's all sports, baby. Fucking, it was actually a lot better than it had any right to be, honestly. Because I mean, we're talking about a franchise that is very beloved for some reason. I mean, I think it has more to do with Looney Tunes than it does Michael Jordan's acting because it was horrendous. But LeBron James does a much better job acting. They really kind of fluff the whole movie. No, spoilers. They just threw every Warner Brother fucking property they had at this movie. Like, yo, what do people like? Pennywise the Clown, throw it in there. 1989 Batman, throw it in there. 1966 Batman, throw it in there. Fucking Rick and Morty, throw it in there. Everything's in there, dude. There's King Kong. So much shit is in there. It's unreal.
We were laughing about this because I was like, oh yeah, so they made this kids cartoon and they included Rick and Morty, who on the last episode was fucking a horse machine. Like, you know, how was it? It was incredible. I can't wait to see it though. I really can't.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. If you have HBO Max, I mean, it's free. We went to the drive-ins because we haven't been since Corona, even though like they were very prevalent during the Corona. Like, hey, we're still open. It's not the same because they have like this old, very unsafe 1950s playground in the front that kills kids, but it's a lot of fun to watch your kids play on. We couldn't sit outside your car, so it like took away all the nostalgia that I have for this drive-ins. And finally this year, they're like, yo, it's open again, bitches. Come on, bring your drinks. And that was the other thing. They let you drink there. They let you smoke there. They don't give a fuck. They're like, please come. Because they were combating like T-Rex theaters and shit. So they're like, we don't give a fuck. You can fuck in this place. Bring your RV, bitches.
Is it weird that I think about drive-in theaters? I think about From Dusk Till Dawn. We got wet popcorn, dry popcorn. We got salt popcorn. We got stinky popcorn. Come on, let's fuck. He's got like two flamethrowers. He's like,
apple pie popcorn.
America.
Wow, it's so weird. That's exactly what he was doing. It's like you saw in some movie theater. It's nothing
Three
like
nipples
that.
pierced.
The only thing that he's been doing consistently, and I just barely, this is how slow I am, guys. I just barely realize why he asked this and why he does this. But every single time since I've been going since 92, he's asked, and what movie you guys going to go see? And then we'd be like, oh, Lion King. And he'd be like, okay. And he marks it down. And then we go. I always wonder, I'm like, why does he care what fucking movie we're seeing? What does he have, like a quota or some shit? It's because it's for the box office. Duh. He wants to be able to report to see, when they have all those numbers of what did what, he's got to report out to the movie company, Mr. Movie, and be like, yo, fucking, this is who saw what this month or this week, whatever the fuck ever. It was once again, it was really good. But also me and the wife are getting old as fuck. It's a double feature, which is excellent. You get 2 movies for the price of 1. And me and the wife used to be like, yeah, let's stay and watch 2 movies and I'll finger fuck you. All right, cool. And nowadays we're
That's
old.
her
So
to you, I assume.
Yeah. She's really good at pegging, bro. I mean, like, my wife's got skills.
Ow, ow.
Not anymore, Alex. I'm tuned in for fucking my anus. I'm like, yes, no. But
I told you to trim your fingernails.
Segue.
Anyways,
sorry. That's a segue alarm.
No, I fell asleep. We fall asleep easily during the movies, and we have a long drive, so it's like one movie, and then we're like out of there. It was good. Go see Space Jam.
I feel like it's really interesting. You got a guy stood there giving reports to the box office. So he's like got a hotline to, like, I don't know, Nicolas Cage, and he's like ringing up, hey Nick, we got another one. Yep, that's 4 now. Yep.
National Treasure 3 is booming. 4 in 1 hour. Yeah. Excellent.
What I was going to say was, I've got this video that Andy has sent. It's amazing. Can we watch this and then we can talk about
it
after?
Please.
Okay, so share screen. And it's this one. Guys, enjoy this video. This is Andy Imhoff at his absolute best. Ryan, you're going to love this. Okay, let's do this and play.
775 foot-pounds of torque, probably. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, if our math's right. It's a non-stop thrill ride, a pure, clean energy that'll give you more smiles to the gallon than an Amsterdam wet nurse. Oh yeah, and it's a Ford F-150. The all-new F-150 Lightning is probably the quickest truck we've ever built, with what we assume to be the highest torque figures of any F-150 ever. Every F-150 Lightning battery pack is mined from 22,000 pounds of dirt and infused with the soul of the child miner that ripped it from the ground with their bare hands. It's got a frunk. You heard that right. A grown man just said frunk. It's got enough juice to power your whole house for 3 days and charge up your panty waist Prius. Remember Edison and Topsy? This baby can electrocute 2 grown elephants and still have enough left to get your snot-nosed crib goblins to school while towing your new boat. Tesla who? Rivian what? Sorry, we don't speak little girl tea parties. The all-new, all-electric Ford F-150.
Dude, you need to
absolutely
send that into
Amazing.
Ford and see what they say. I
Yeah.
want to see if they fucking.
fuck Mike Rowe. Fuck Mike Rowe.
I have-
Andy
they
Imhoff. Give it
blocked
to
me on
Andy.
Twitter.
Damn it.
I
Assholes.
could have done a much better job with that. I did that over the course of like 2 hours one morning. Just, I don't even know why. It was just
I love
something that
it.
I threw together.
You did it
I could
to
do
make
it-
4 idiots laugh. That's why you did it.
I
could
remember the
do it
first time I
much
got an
better.
audio interface to work with YouTube, and I was having conversations with Joe Rogan. I can see why you did this, Andy, because you're kind of like, oh man, I just voice over the whole advert. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. I cut out everything so they can't copyright, and I changed the video all around. And so I was like, pretty sure this won't get a copyright strike. I'm both happy and sad to say that that is my most viewed video on the Horsepower Hour YouTube page.
It's fucking brilliant. See,
George,
you see, everyone
yeah.
loves that. We should start a petition to get that fucking thing going. You'd be like, Ford, you're crazy if you don't fucking
Yeah.
play that. That is brilliant.
Shit.
What kind of fucking experts come up with? Oh yeah, let's show the truck power in the house because that happens this day and age.
Sometimes.
like
And the whole reason I did the like, especially in the beginning where I was like, it'll do 0 to 60, blah blah blah. If our math's right, it's because their actual advertisement that they like the release video for the Lightning. That's what they did. They were like, it's targeted to make this much power. Our targets are that it's going to run 0 to 60 in this. It's targeted to be our highest torque F-150 ever, all this other stuff. And I just thought, that sounds so fucking stupid. How can I put a spin on that? And that's why I was like, it'll probably do about this.
Okay,
Probably
but like,
got the Challenger mission.
We assume it's going to be the highest torque numbers we've ever made.
well, the thing is, like, it wouldn't be the first time that a car company poked fun at themselves to sell a car. And I always think like those commercials, especially like during the Super Bowl, they always do better. I bet you if you look at the stats for like cars being sold, I bet you the funny car commercials probably do better than standard car commercials. Let's say they take Andy's amazing commercial against whatever bullshit they put out for that commercial and put them both on the Super Bowl, I'd like to see which one got more views.
True.
I'm really disappointed in you, Andy, by the way. I've seen you vaping. There's no way you vape. You definitely have an old man's pipe. You need, with a beard like that, you need to accentuate that with a pipe. Get rid of that fucking vape. Buy a pipe immediately. Now,
I can't smoke in my studio, man.
Yeah, can't do that, bro.
I smoke outside. I vape in here.
Do you smoke still?
No, but I mean, I do have a collection of pipes, and I do enjoy like
you
a nice
do.
cigar once in a while. And
Called
you know,
it.
I just
Fucking
got my
called
ship
it.
of cigars.
I
I
called
bought 20 cigars.
I called David the other day and I was just kind of like catching up with him and shit. And he's got the biggest, fattest cigar, and it's already like halfway down. So I always thought David did it to look cool because he looks really cool when he does it. But he's been doing it the whole day. I'm like, what the fuck? You don't do
Oh, it was the whole. I mean, so like I wake up, I work out, I shower, I eat breakfast. After my breakfast, I usually go outside, have my cigar while I read a book. Well, not
Yeah,
the whole
we
book, but-
we understand. You have layers. Congratulations, David. You fuck.
It's like half my
Oh,
day.
God.
I'm just trying to relax and cool.
David's
Can we-
like an onion. He's got layers.
He's got
Yeah,
layers.
he
Like
has
an
got layers.
ogre.
Make you cry. Nobody likes
But
to taste me.
don't tell him to take his layers off because he fucking will. It's an issue we've got on the show. Right, so can we talk about something controversial that happened with USUK this week that got everybody fucking talking?
Yes.
Yeah, should we do this?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
I fucked up our scheduling last weekend. We were supposed to speak to the drummer from Blue October, and I fucked up because I was kind of like, oh yeah, this guy's in my diary. I'm sure it's absolutely fine. It's confirmed. And really, what I'd done is I've written in my diary as he's said yes, but I hadn't confirmed. So we had no interview. So on the Friday, my wife somehow managed to book an interview with Carol Baskin. Right, and I was at prison all day working, and I came back. Me and Tom were like, "This isn't going to happen. This is bullshit. It sounds too good to be true. There's no way Carol Baskin's going to do this." And we were sat on StreamYard just bullshitting like we were just before we went live. And she's like, "Yeah. So if it happens, we'll talk about this. We'll do that and all stuff." And she just fucking appeared, like literally. My wife sat in the bed here next to me. She darts out the room. Carol's like, well, I've never had that reaction before. Yeah, it was weird. And she just appeared, and we were just talking to Carol Baskin for an hour. Now, I released a picture to say that we were speaking to said Baskin, and it caused some people like, oh, no, I don't think I can listen to this. Oh, I can't believe you've done it. There's some people that got angry with us that we'd done that, and I was like, why the... Okay, so Andy, you're an experienced podcaster. You get given the opportunity to speak to a tyrant, someone like Carol Baskin. Joe Exotic rings you up today. I want to come on your show. I really like your red beard. I want to rub my beard. Anyway, I want to. Do you do the interview? Do you do the interview?
Fucking believe it. Absolutely. And if people start reaching out to me and saying, "Oh, I can't believe you'd have such a controversial figure on my podcast," you know what I would send back to them? I would send them, thank you for your inquiry. Sincerely, get fucked, because we have whoever we want on this show. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't. I will have anyone on that wants to come on. I mean, within reason, I'm not going to have like just open neo-Nazis on or something like that. Yeah. I mean, maybe if they have something that is in the news that they're trying to talk about, then I'll bring them on and tell them how stupid they are, because I can back up my history facts. I'm a bit of a history buff. It's got to be something relevant to my podcast, but like, no, bring on Carol Baskin. The only thing that I would be...
I'll give you a number after this.
Well, the only thing I'd be upset about is if you like went real easy on her and didn't ask her any controversial questions at all. You know, like
Alex.
if Carol Baskin came on my podcast, I'd save it until the end, but I would definitely be like, one more question for you. Where did you hide the body of your husband?
Alex is a little bit more tactful than that, but he did better than me. I would have not done that. I really just am great. Okay, so background, like nothing I've ever done has ever impressed my kids ever. Not even helping give birth to them, like impregnating their mother. They're like, "Fuck you, old man. We didn't ask to be born." None of that type of stuff. So like when I get like a Billy West on the show, something that me and Alex were over the moon about. We're like, I can't believe we got this. This is the greatest. We love Futurama. That didn't impress them. Thank you. That did not impress my kids at all. They didn't bat an eye. They're like, whatever. Who's that? Yeah. Was he on YouTube? Fuck you.
Bury him and make more.
Yeah.
But my kids, all, including my 6-year-old, know who Carol Baskin is. For whatever reasons they know about her, they know who she is. So I was like a celebrity in my house for a whole 2 seconds. And I was like, whoa, like this is what it feels like to be somewhat loved in my house. This is amazing. So like Alex was the one that was like asking questions like, so you bought Joe Exotic's zoo. He asked the important questions. I was sitting in the background being, let's talk about, conservation. He's like, Tom, let's do that too, but let's ask some of the important questions as well. That being said, want to hear something really interesting, by the way, something kind of sidestepping to that, not even sidestepping, but connected at tissue in a way. So our next door neighbor, like literally right behind me, she saw the picture and she's like, hey, weird thing. My daughter is interning with Carol Baskins like in a month. Like, cause she's doing something. I'm like, dude, that's so fucking weird. I'm like, yo, tell your daughter, tell her that your stupid fat neighbor talked to her a week ago, and this would be really blow her mind. And then Carol Baskins would be like, I'm not a drug addict, you fucking idiot. It doesn't blow my mind like hardwood floors do for you and David. I'm like, oh my God.
It was fine, and I want people to listen to it before they judge, because we had I'm not going to spoil the interview. I really don't want to, but like we had a very specific professional plan that we set out before we even did this, and I feel like we executed it like fucking kings. Honestly,
I don't think you should use executed.
Oh my God! Oh
my God! You guys killed it or nailed it. Wait, hold on.
Okay. Andy, what are you up to at the moment? What are you working on?
We've actually had a little bit of a hiatus from the Horsepower Hour because I had a couple of procedures done, and then my co-host Coy, it was actually doing a tour across a couple of states. He was going on this off-road adventure through the Moab. I forget now. I can't remember what the name of the event was, but he went to this event. Drove 3,000 miles round trip. I mean, just amazing photos, amazing experience. We've got tons of photos, tons of videos. You're going to be able to check all of that out over at the Horsepower Hour on Facebook and Instagram. And then, of course, the Facebook group is facebook.com/group/the Horsepower Hour. That's where a ton of this stuff is going. And of course, since it's a group, people can join in, share their car memes, jump in on the conversation. We've got this really fantastic new segment we're doing called Fabricated Suicide, and it is the sketchiest, most poorly built shit that it absolutely will kill you instantly if you try to drive and or ride them. And we gauge it, and we get the audience interacted with it and everything, and that has been a lot of fun. And I think people are really engaging with that, because whether you're a car guy or not, I know at some point in your life, you've seen a thing. It could be a bicycle somebody's riding. It could be one of those like triple decker bicycles. And you just look at it and you think to yourself, if I fell off of that, there's a good chance it'd kill me.
Yeah.
All right. I got a picture I can send in. All right. I feel like I can be part of this now. All right, cool.
I would love to come on your show, and Andy has invited me many times to come on the show, but I'm not a car person. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with my car. And they're like, it's turn the key out. I'm really shit. I'm really shit. I drive an automatic Citroen C4 Grand Picasso. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a car guy at all. So I would love to come on.
Grand Picasso? Like a painter? They name cars after painters in the UK? Is it like a Monet?
The Picasso model is like, they take like the normal car and they Picasso the fuck out of it. My front headlights are at the back and my back headlights are at the front.
That'd be fucking amazing. I don't care about it. I would buy that. Just like, bro.
The steering wheel is actually a tire?
The only thing I don't like about those cars is that they're always missing the side mirror on the passenger side.
Yeah, because people can't drive.
No, Picasso with the ear. Oh, forget it. Never mind.
Oh, I get it. That's Van Gogh.
Oh, that was Van Gogh.
Yeah.
That's why you threw me off, man. Because
I'm just an American. I don't know.
I drive a Ford F-150 and Lightning.
I know we're running a bit late. It says we've been live for 60 minutes, but I think we've got 10 minutes left actually because of the early thing. But
Nice.
did you see that Jeff Bezos' rocket? By the way,
the dick
That's
rocket.
his dick
Okay,
rocket.
biggest,
I just-
biggest
I want
rocket.
to point out real quick that, you know, our parents' generation, they got to watch Neil Armstrong go to the moon, right? And our generation, we get to watch a giant
Capitalism
clock
fall.
fly up into space, and also the ship was shaped like a penis.
Yeah. How long do you go in space for? I did not look at any of the other information. I saw a giant dick in the sky. I was like, all right, we're there.
So they all got white suits on and they all
minutes.
take off. I'm like,
I think
Um,
apogee was 4 minutes.
So they were in space. Like, were they in stratosphere or were they like in outer space?
They had crossed the Kármán line, and I'm trying to remember what distance that is. It's like 168,000 feet,
wow.
something like that. So, I mean, technically, theoretically, that's like the border where space is. It's the outer edge of our atmosphere, although our atmosphere
Tijuana of
continues
space.
on. Right. The atmosphere of Earth continues on for, you know, hundreds of miles. But in theory, like once you cross that line, you get into weightlessness, you can be put into orbit at that level or higher, you know, that sort of thing. So that's kind of the imaginary line that they say, quote unquote, space is. And I think that's where they hit.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that meme. That meme was fucking
Right,
excellent.
Austin Powers in real life. Dr. Evil. I think it's a really fucked up scenario when you've got, you know, I don't want to get all fucking socialist kind of fucking, but like there's so much shit going on in the world right now. So many people struggling, and we've got Richard Branson, Bezos, and fucking Musk going, look at all these toys and the amazing things we can do. We're going to go into space, you know, and it's just like, what?
I kind of disagree with you because I feel like the more we do this, the sooner I can buy a ticket to go in outer space. Something I've always wanted to do.
You're not
Since
gonna be
a
able
little
to
kid.
afford a ticket, dude.
Why not, dude? Eventually, it's gonna be like JetBlue in the space, $99.
They're not gonna sell it to the public, dude. They're gonna sell it for themselves. They're gonna keep it for themselves. Be like, okay, fuck you guys. We were the ones who fucking ruined the earth and polluted everything. Good luck surviving. Bye. And they're gonna take off. Dude. That's it.
So
It is
nihilistic.
kind
of
of it's kind of disconcerting when the richest people on the planet are trying to escape it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
I'm the only like positive dude in this.
You're
thing
the
right
only
now.
one sucking billionaires' dicks because you're
That's
fucking.
not what I'm. Okay, first of all, I would. They probably tip very well.
They won't.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, I would like to go into space someday, and I feel like if I, you know, suck enough billionaire dick, maybe I'll get to go into space. Fuck you. I'll give you the finger from up. Like, look at me in the stratosphere. Oh, now we're back down to Earth.
Yeah. I love how Elon Musk, by the way, was like, yeah, I'm just going to send a car. Just going to send the car into space because I don't trust my fucking rockets. And he's watching Richard Branson and Bezos go up, and he's going, you're a bunch of dumb fucking idiots. Fucking idiots.
Yeah. He's like, I did the math. You guys are like a 50% chance to die right now.
Would you go on one of your own rockets, Elon? Fuck no.
I would like to see all their rockets be a fucking whatever the Challenger happened to. I just want to see
Let's
them
take you off, Tom.
challenge. Like, boom.
Yeah. Let's just take my video off really quick.
What's he doing?
Okay, I think there's probably a naked child running in the background. It's weekly kid
yeah.
interruption. Okay, so I want to tell while Tom's away, I want to tell you about some of the developments that's been going on with our oh, there he is.
I am.
No, fuck it. Well, now you're back. We'll do that at the end. Got a few minutes.
Okay.
Andy, you sent me a couple of pictures in. Let's do that instead. What's this?
Yeah.
Oh. See.
This is Samson. So one of my side hobbies, not something I make money at or anything, is I take in
Taxidermy.
no, I take in feral or failure to thrive shelter shocked cats. This happens really often. Actually, animals will go to the animal shelter, humane society, whatever you have there, and if they don't get adopted out in a certain amount of time, then, you know, obviously they're killed. Or if they are in a no-kill shelter, they'll just stay there and the shelter's full and they can't take in any other animals, that sort of thing. And so one of my side hobbies is to take in these cats specifically. I mean,
Give me all the kitties. I want the kitties. Give me all the kitties. Sorry.
I would do dogs too. I have no problem with that. But I need a fenced in area in our backyard. But I don't know. Cats just it works. So Samson is a cat that had he's about 10 years old. He was taken to the Humane Society, full on war horse bull. I mean, he was not neutered. He was scars all over his head and face. He's got a scar that starts at the side of his mouth, goes around to the back of his head. I mean, he has been through the absolute meat grinder. Both of his ears are all chewed up. I mean, he's obviously been an absolute war horse of a cat his entire life. And so about 4 months ago, he was caught, and he was neutered and got all of his shots and had all of his workup done at Heartland Humane Society here in Corvallis, Oregon. And after 3 months, he was a failure to thrive. And so he needed to go into some kind of a home or something because he just wasn't making it at the Humane Society. He'd gained weight. He'd stopped grooming himself. I mean, it was a downhill until he was going to pass away. So I took him in, took in another kid named Amos. Amos is taking a little bit longer to open up. I'm still working with him, but we've made some really great progress. Samson has completely transformed. He is the biggest snuggle muffin. He just wants to be close to you. He wants to love on you. He's still kind of figuring out the whole lap thing. He's okay with the lap, but it's a little bit more on his own terms. George, I appreciate you, my friend. But I think I can safely say that Samson is ready for adoption. And if anyone out there is looking for an amazing, loving cat that amazingly, by the way, gets along with other cats. I can't hardly believe it, but he really does get along with other cats great. He's missing some of his front teeth, but that's common with his age. He does have all of his claws and everything, but I have done a really good job of teaching him, and he's done a really good job of learning that, hands are not toys. And so you're not going to have to worry about him scratching you up or biting a bunch. You're not going to have to worry about him spraying. He's become accustomed to the litter box. We've had no problems, any problems with him at all. He's just sweet and gentle and loving, and he's ready to find his forever home. And I honestly don't think he's going to have any problems at all.
And that is not a message to my wife, because I swear to God, she sees this episode. It's like, we're going to Oregon this weekend. I heard Andy's message, and I feel like another cat would be good. But babe, we already have enough. No. You saw that cat, right? Yes, honey. Well, if you want to see this cat, we go get that cat. And I'm like, fuck.
He's going to be a worker. If anybody's got problems with moles, voles, they have a farm, but they don't want just a farm cat. They want something that they can love on too. This guy is going to be absolutely perfect for that.
He'll fuck up all your chickens, Tom.
I know, right? Well, I don't have any chickens anymore. Thanks a lot, Andy. Fucking Samson really is a brute.
You also don't have any rats or squirrels or birds or
small
dogs.
Actually, birds take out mice too. Like, I'm not trying to take away from the cats too, but like birds take out, and it's kind of fucked because they look like velociraptors. So they're like, oh, yeah, I'm like pecking the fuck out of me. Like, that is a horrible way to die. Is that what happens to me if I fall in the yard? They're just gonna peck me to death. Those fucks.
I'm sorry, Alex. Could you show that other photo just real quick too? Because this is an important one.
I only got 2.
Oh, you just got the 2. Doggone, I thought I sent you a different one. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, doggone. Oh,
I know, it's so great.
I have some photos of me with my hand on his belly, which is a big one for cats normally, especially if you have a feral cat or a cat that's been feral. Don't get anywhere near their stomachs. They will freak out and attack your arm. I have gotten him so... I shouldn't say I've gotten him trusting, but he's so ready to be accepted that he started accepting belly scratches even. So, I mean, he's amazing. He will flop over on your feet if he wants to be rubbed on. And I just encourage anyone who's seeing these photos or tuning in, if they want to hear more about him or want to come and meet him, please reach out to me.
How do you get him to stop spraying? Because my boy cat, even though he's fixed and everything, he's still kind of like, he's like, this is my spot too. Well, my cat's neutered.
Yeah.
It's a process, man. It's a process. It's really similar to this process if they're, wanting to attack your fingers or bite a lot or scratch a lot. I mean, it's very similar. You have to kind of think about how they would be trained as a kitten, right? So if they're doing something that you don't like, you have to come at them kind of in the same way. Things like working on the scruff, or touching their bare nose when they're getting all crazy. And it's hard to think about in the moment, because I mean, if he's attacking your arm, you're just like, fuck you, cat. You want to grab a kitchen knife. But if you have the wherewithal to be able to do a few very specific things to kind of break them out of that mode, especially, this is going to sound bad, but things that they don't like. It's not something that's damaging them. Again, you're not whipping them with your belt or something, but it's something that just sort of breaks the mental cycle that they're in. After a few times, that really is how you start training. I've never really had good luck with the squirt bottle. Everybody talks about the squirt bottle. I know it can work for some animals. Hasn't really worked for some of the animals. Stuff like that. Stuff where, like, if he's doing something where, again, like attacking my hand or something, if I take one of his hind legs and I put my fingers between the paws of his back feet, that can be uncomfortable, especially if a cat's not expecting you to do it, and that breaks them out of the cycle. So it's just sort of, think about if you're working with a 2-year-old and they're in their terrible twos. You're not going to slap them across the face. They don't know what that even means, right? Tom's making a face like, well, I slapped all my kids, but
yeah, judging my parenting, bro.
Just shake them up.
Oh my god,
get a grip of yourself, boy. Cats, I don't trust them, right? Because you're saying like you're doing these things to break the cycle. I just feel like a cat's gonna be like, one day, fat man, one day I'm gonna choke you in your fucking sleep. I'll remember this day.
I have to tell you, dude, I love cats that are wild. I mean, honestly, truly, because when you gain their trust, it just means so much more, and it's for a lifetime. It's not, because when you have a kitten that's handled by people, they can have their bad habits and they can do different things. And, some people say, cats can get spiteful. And like, I understand that. But when you have a cat that is mostly wild, and then you're able to build that trust bond, it's something entirely different. You have something that's less like a house cat that you think of it as, and more like a dog. They'll follow you around. They'll want to be with you always, especially when you're eating. And I have to be very careful with giving treats, especially to this one, because he goes absolutely bananas. Like, I made some pork hocks on the smoker the other day. Piece fell on the floor. He ate it, and he would not leave me alone. I was just like, all right, you're too treat motivated. We're not going to do that. But we have refocused it now. He's very toy motivated. So I've got probably 6 or 8 toys in Samson's room, and he plays with them all. And it is adorable. I don't have any videos of it yet.
The Tonka truck. Have the Tonka truck. The G.I. Joe. Play with the G.I. Joe.
Your cat has his own room?
David's like, I got a closet. I'm like Harry Potter in this bitch.
He lives under the stairs.
That's what those steps are. I didn't realize that, Dave.
But by the way, I'm about to embark on what I got told today is Tom's spoken about this before on the show. Probably a very expensive hobby, and that's my LP player. My LP player is in a drawer underneath my sofa. It's one of those storage sofas with a drawer underneath, right? And we haven't got a unit in our lounge to put anything on, so it's just sat there, and I can't fucking wait to get it out and play some LPs on there. And I went to a record store today, and I was looking through it, and then I found this bad boy, Van Weezer, the new Van Weezer album. 21 quid though, £21. I mean, like,
it's worth it. I really want the Teal album. I want the Teal album really bad. I mean, like, vinyl, it's just it's a fun thing to put on for parties because, one is kind of kitschy, whatever the fuck they call that. It's also like it's a set it and forget it thing, whereas like an Amazon playlist or something along those lines, you set it and then it's curated to exactly what you want to hear. This makes you listen to other songs you might not give an opportunity to normally. So I really do love the record player for that.
And I'm sorry, you guys,
five. So go on.
Quickly for the American listeners, that's about $40.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. You can buy yourself a $50 hooker, or you can buy yourself $1,000 a night, clean, washes every night, classy broad, and that you can enjoy forever, and you will never forget that memory. I think that's a good analogy, right? That works.
And if you go to Tokyo, they give you condoms. Anyways, fucking
only if you're an Olympian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ryan says, by the way, he's got my dogs have a
His
room.
dogs have a room. Wow.
Ryan comes across as this like, oh yeah. But I imagine he gets home.
Yeah,
his
with his
like,
dogs.
rolling around like what's his name out of the campaign where he's got the dogs and they're rolling around on the floor. Right, okay. Have you never seen the campaign? Have you never seen the campaign with Will Ferrell?
No.
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah,
you need to watch
yeah,
that film. It's so good. It's about an election campaign. So you got the guy out of the fucking Hangover, the guy with the
Zach
fucking-
Galifianakis.
Yeah, and he's got this mustache, and he's like really nice. It's like really friendly and all. It's very bad blue. But I gotta clean
Did you
it
ever
up.
get that animal calendar I sent you? The animals wearing all those paper clothing.
And then you got Will
he's
Ferrell as
playing
like
his twin brother's character.
Yes. Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Will Ferrell is like an in between sort of Bush and Trump, kind of like just a fucking idiot. In God we trust. Like the typical fucking.
Whoa,
and they have this.
Filipino nurses are America's backbone.
Watch it, Andy. It's so good.
I'm gonna have to watch it now.
Ryan says, "I love my dogs. There's no shame in that, but I'm allergic to cats. That's a no go. Plus, cats are shifty. So I see Ryan agrees with me. Right,
But not Andy's cat. Not Andy's cat though. Not shifty at all.
Nope. He
Nope.
just carries a flick blade with him just in case.
Just fuck up Andy.
I feel like whenever like Andy's cat comes, Samson comes out, all of a sudden like Kansas comes on. It's like "Carry on my wayward son." It's like has his own LP. So buy this cat and it's dual purpose.
This is going to be the most unblokiest thing I've ever said, Alex. But he has got the sweetest little meow. You don't even understand. Like when he first started meowing, because that's not something that cats do unless they're really wanting to get your attention, And the first time I heard it, heart melted. I was like, oh my gosh, that is incredible.
And that concludes our 15-minute segment of a bunch of pussies.
Kind of, sort of. I just sent Alex a video, so it may or may not conclude it.
Tom's like, fuck this cat shit. I'm gone. He's literally left StreamYard. I think he's just been kicked. Maybe one of his kids have tripped over the Wi-Fi cable. I don't know. Is he back? Is he back? I'll let yourself back in, Tom. You're all right. There you go. We'll play this video and then we must dash. So here's a video.
The master cylinder disconnected from the booster. Pull the booster out, and then we just sandwich this bracket they got made up between the two. All right, cool. Now it's time to cut some holes.
What we don't know is
huge milestone.
It is, but the story is that Cass is not from an operation. That's from the cat. From poking it in the nose, like, how do you like this? He's like, oh, you just wait, Andy. I got you. I see you sleep.
That was amazing because it was the day after my surgery, and I had started letting him roam around. Cats can be very intuitive if you're going through a hard time or you're injured or you're struggling or whatever. I mean, there's a story about a cat that goes and sleeps with people in the nursing home the night that they're going to die. And so cats they have that intuitive quality. And so the day after my surgery, he decided that he wanted to come up and sit next to me. So I grabbed one of the cat beds and threw it next to me. And he couldn't get enough of it. It was the first time that he had ever sat there and made muffins. It was the first time. And right after that, by the way, he settled on in and he laid his chin on my leg and fell asleep. And the heaviest purrs, a little bit of drooling. I mean, it was the sweetest thing in the world. And that's when I knew, like, we're making some serious progress with this guy. That was like 3 weeks ago.
Just like David after a couple scotches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bourbons.
Really quickly, you two want to promote your shows before I get into my spiel?
That's what I was about to say. Oh, man.
Yeah,
we got that connection,
yeah.
man. We got that connection, buddy.
Tommy, you're on it. Dave, you want to go?
Obviously, I'm with Speakeasy Gentlemen as well. You can catch us tomorrow night on YouTube at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be having you guys will be there. We'll be having our one episode, and this is going to be the end of our 5th season. And then I think we're going to take a break and then start our 6th season eventually. I'm not too sure when, but you guys stop by, come say hello. We're gonna have like a 2-hour show, I think. That's what we're trying to shoot for. So
I
Now,
don't know
Andy-
if I've ever told you this or not, but I actually listen to the Speakeasy Gentleman, and I have been for a long time, even before I knew you, David.
what? Yeah, dude.
Mhm.
I love you so much more with the cats and this now.
No, I'm dead serious. I've been subscribed to that show for I don't even know, a year probably.
Shit. Well, come on tomorrow. We'll squeeze you in somehow.
George is like, for fuck's sake, the schedule, David, the schedule,
Yeah.
the schedule. Like,
I'm going to
George,
let these guys do it, but I appreciate that invite. I am going to take you up on it.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll hit you up.
Now, Andy, when you're not sacrificing cats to the gods, what are you doing normally?
It's not just the gods; it's Moloch, particularly. So I just want to throw that out there. No, I got a little show. It's a car show. It's called the Horsepower Hour. It comes
have you
out
got the
every-
patent on that name, by the way? Is anybody else using that name? Because that's fucking genius. Horsepower Hour.
Yes.
People, there are ones called Horsepower Hour. There's nobody real active right now. That's why we're the Horsepower Hour. So if you want to check us out, you got to go to the Horsepower Hour at the Horsepower Hour, on all social media. And of course, our group, once again, is just at groups, the Horsepower Hour. And I encourage people to come and check that out because, again,
It's
whether
fun.
you're into cars or not, yes, Alex is part of the group. Alex, I see you reacting to stuff. You post stuff once in a while. It's hilarious, right?
It is, and I'm not a car person, but I can tell a shit car from a good one. I tell you, I put pictures of my car there all the time. I'm like, look what I've done today. I changed the tires on this piece of shit. Was it worth it? Was it really worth it?
I love the page because I'm a big fan of like things that just should not be, and that is definitely a thing. In fact, I go to a lot of websites for things that should not be. And hey, did someone say websites? Oh my god! Guess what, guys? We have a website. That's so fucking weird. Ryan should definitely join. But anyways, back to my fucking promotion. We have a website. It is USUKnetwork.com, where we can find all the amazing shows that we do every single week. There is this show, Wednesday Night Live, with me, Alex Whiteley, David Raby, and special guest Andy Amoff. He joins sometimes not. Anytime that we can ever bring anyone that we love dearly, like an Andy Amoff, we definitely bring him on. But you can always catch us every single week. There's What's the Difference with me, Tom Bruno, and Alex Whiteley, where an American boy and a British boy joined together, and we talked to very interesting guests, like our good friend Casey Jost, who is what was he? He's a producer for Impractical Jokers, and not only is he that, but he's a hilarious dude in his own rights, and he's so fucking clever. What a great interview that was. And we have plenty more coming up. We do not stop ever. We are in fact 3 weeks out right now. So if you like interviews, you'll like this. There is our newest show to the network, which is Yelling at Clouds with Eric Pfluger. The latest episode, This Am I, is a brilliant episode. I really recommend that you take it because Eric is just a wealth of information, and he just is one of the most prolific speakers I've ever heard in my life. If that guy was to be like, Tom, you should give me your house, I'd be like, yes, I should, because he'd say like 50,000 words to get to me giving his house. I'd be like, totally. We have the USUK Chronicles, which I'm sorry to tell you guys, they are actually branching off. They're starting their own things. They like all birds to a nest, they can't stick around the nest forever. They have decided that they are going to start their own thing, which we love and support them for. Their latest episode will be released this week, and that'll be the last one on the USUK network, which gives opportunity for those that might want to join. So if you are a podcaster yourself, or if you know someone that's a podcaster, tell them about us. We are looking to bring new people into the network. So hey, it's a good opportunity, man. I'm telling you, we have a lot of fun, and we are always looking for the next big thing. So fucking hell, drop us a line. USUKglobal.com. Cool.
USUKnetwork.com is the website. USUK@gmail is our email. That's the one.
Or you can just message me and Alex. Thank you.
We're looking for two shows. We're looking for two. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. No. You're absolutely right. He is absolutely right. We are looking for a British show. We are looking for an American show. We want to continue the USUK trend because it's US-UK or UK-US, but it doesn't sound funny that way. Anyways, in this amazing website, after you go to it and check it out and see all the amazing shows, you can be like, wow, I can't believe these guys built this amazing website. We didn't. Let me just drop the news right now. It was made for us by the good people at WebOrchard.com. WebOrchard.com is a website building website. That makes no sense. They're a business that company, an LLC, all those things. They build websites for people. And if you've ever seen ads for like, oh, you can build your own website, guess what? You probably can, but it's gonna suck. It really is. No one's that creative. Maybe David could do it with a quill, but guess what? You can't do a quill on the fucking internet, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. You have to do it with keys and punching in code and stuff.
Fucking can. Have you not seen some of the apps and things you can use on the internet?
You're ruining my spiel, Alex. Shut the fuck up. Anyways,
so
the good people over at WebOrchard.com, they will build you a
I've got Affinity
website.
right here, and I can write in Quill ink. I can show you right now if you want me to. I can share the screen.
No thank. Yeah, please do while I continue. So fucking whether you have an OnlyFans, whether you have an Etsy, whether you have pictures of your cats, whatever you're trying to promote, it is not doing enough just by being on social media. You might think a TikTok, a Facebook. Actually, there's a new one called Clubhouse. Does anyone know about Clubhouse? Because I think that's something we should get on before it gets too big.
Been invited to the
Clubhouse.
You don't have to be invited.
Gone. No, Clubhouse is already over.
What? I thought they just released.
No, dude, it's already over. It's already gone. You're too late.
I just literally saw the thing today where it said that Clubhouse is now allowing everybody in.
Oh, it's been going for a while. But I think the invite only thing killed it.
Yeah.
Because
Well, now it's not invite only. That's probably their way of saying please come back.
It might have a resurgence. I don't know, but like it's almost dead.
Well, let's get on it before they die, and then we can say we were there. It's fun. Anyways, we were on Clubhouse. It was cool. We got invited. Wink, wink. But all these things can be brought to you by WebOrchard.com. Just reach out and say our name.
Done that already. Shut the fuck up. Somebody stop him. Stop him.
Hey,
Shona, come in. Shona, if you're watching, come and hit him with a rolling pin. I'm just on the edge.
Shut the fuck up. Anyways, there's also Pod Aid, which is September 29th, which is International Podcast Day. We are still looking for contributors. That's $150 American, something. Alex, you say this part because you know the best.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to shut the fuck up. We love each other, really, by the way. So on the 29th of September, yes, we're going to be doing a 24-hour-long live podcast in aid of Lyndon Davis Cancer Fund. The idea being that we are content creators that care about others rather than ourselves. We're not on YouTube, on Instagram, like, oh, look at me, I'm very, very pretty. And the idea is to try and challenge people next year to do better. This is the first skip of the stone, and we are going to be doing this live podcast. It's going to be very fun. We have a venue thanks to the guys at Shrewsbury Town, the community. We're going to be using their community reach hub. We have our sponsors thanks to Reach, who have done all these amazing graphics. Look at this palette they've made for us. So that's the original one. I love that so much. That's so sexy.
Hello.
And there's this one. There's loads of different things they gave me. They gave me like a sample for all the it's amazing. And so we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be doing this. It's going to be really fun. But we are still looking for sponsors. I've emailed about a dozen people today, but you need to get in there. If you've got a podcast, if you've got a company, if you've got a business, doesn't matter where the fuck you are, for $140 or £100 for the hour, we'll be like, this hour is brought to you by Andy Imhoff. This isn't a hint, by the way, Andy.
Andy, give us money.
So, Andy Imhoff.
We'll display your logos, your videos, and we'll talk about you for that hour. So yeah, we've got like and tomorrow actually I have a full day at Lyndon Davis actually at the place at the hospital. I'm going to take some cameras, some microphones, going to do some podcasts, make some mini vlogs. I want to like 7 or 8. Possibly, I don't know, some little mini vlogs that we can use for like intermissions and stuff during the 24 hours. So little bits like, let's meet the team and let's see what the place is. What does this place do? What does that do? What do you do? That's what I'm going to be doing all day tomorrow. So, by the way, before we get out of here, I know Tom's like, I fucking want to go. But Naughty Talk is back tomorrow, my radio show. I had a week off last week. I had some family shit to deal with. But my radio show is back tomorrow, and I'll look forward to seeing you at Splash Damage Radio. Right. David, thank you very much again for joining us. Always loyal, always coming, and always smashing it out of the park. You're just great. Just hit record, go.
I just show up drunk. You're welcome.
Andy, let's not leave it so long this time. But let's get you on in a couple of months because I miss you, man.
Thank you guys. It's great I love you too. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Please make sure you catch Speakeasy's 100th episode tomorrow. Not just because we're on there, but because it's a very special occasion for them and they deserve it. So,
and make sure you check out the horsepower hour and join the group.
So Andy, do you have the horsepower hour and you're obsessed with cats
damn it,
because
David.
you want to do the like? Oh, I listen to that baby purr. What you say to the cars and the cats?
You know what? I'm going to admit something right here and now. I had not put that correlation together. And actually, David, that's why you're a genius. That is amazing. That is amazing. You know what? I'm actually going to insert some photos and videos of my rescue cats now in the next faux commercial that I do. Listen to
Yeah.
bird.
You should. Oh man.
Ryan, I was so disappointed there was no naughty talk last week. I listened to crappy music for 20 minutes, waiting for you, thinking you were late. Yeah, have you ever had some fucking crazy family shit go on an hour before you're supposed to do something, and you're like, fuck? That's what happened last week with Naughty Talk. But hey ho, we'll be back tomorrow. Right, this has been USUK Live. I've been Alex Whiteley.
I'm Tom Bruno.
I'm David Raby.
Andy Imhoff, thanks so much, boys.
Peace out, guys.